I think the lesson that I've learnt today is that I have a serious problem. Hey guys, what's up? It's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, and if you've come back, thank you very, very much. Today, you guys, we are doing a video that potentially scared me, but I think would be really fun because I have seen a few of them floating around and I love to watch them. So today, you guys, we are going to be going through my entire physical TBR, which I'm very surprised at what I have. So obviously, like a couple of minutes before I sat down to do this video for you guys, I collected all the books. I've actually got them, you can't even see all of them. Some of them are like in front of me here and they sort of go all the way back here. And let's just say it's been an eye-opener, to say the very least. I have been a reader for a very, very long time. I started reading when I was probably 11 or 12, so I've obviously got a lot of books from back then, but I most recently got back into reading through like adult romance, romantasy, things like that in 2022. So since then, you can imagine I have collected even more books. And whilst I do consume quite a few books per year, I do obviously not get through. I obviously do not read the books that have been sitting here longer. I go and adopt new children. I just get more books. I do say a lot that, you know, reading books and collecting books are sort of like two separate hobbies. And I think you can definitely be a reader and read on your Kindle and maybe even borrow from a library and not buy books. I just happen to have a problem and I just can't help myself. And I think today's been a wake-up call to go, I need to stop. So guys, with that being said, without further ado, let's get comfy, let's get cozy, and let's get right on into the video. So I'm sure you are all itching to know how many books I have on my physical TBR, and I've just done a count. And I have exactly 163 books on my physical TBR, which is just ridiculous. And I need to stop. This is seriously a wake-up call. And this is gonna be terrible because it's my birthday in a few weeks and I know that I'm gonna like go and wanna buy books because I'm going to Melbourne for a little trip as well. But I seriously need to stop. So I thought about splitting these up into categories, or like going from like oldest book on my TBR to the most recent. But I think I'm just gonna go through as the piles are in front of me here, because otherwise I think we will be here forever. Okay, the very first book that I have on my TBR pile here is If We Were Villains, and this is by ML Rio. I have had this book for a really, really, really long time. I want to say that I bought this early 2022 when I was strictly only reading romances. Like I wasn't even like interested in reading a book like this. I don't know why I bought it. I'm pretty sure it's like about theatre kids though, so I think that sort of like appealed to me because I am a theatre kid. But otherwise I've just had this for so long, and I think it's dark academia too. Next we have Cinderella is Dead, and I think this is by Catherine someone. No, Kaylin Bayron. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure that this is a young adult, and I'm pretty sure it's some sort of fantasy, potentially like a sapphic romance. I've heard like romantasy. I just always forget that I have it. Legendborn is the next one we have, which I actually think I might enjoy now, because in the last month or so, and maybe in the last just 6 months, I've really been enjoying fantasy and romantasy, and I feel like this might be up my alley. I want to say that this is like dystopian, but I may be wrong. It looks like she's using magic, so. Next book I have is Golden Boys, and this is by Phil Stamper. Now, I read The Gravity of Us or something. I can't remember. I'll put a photo of the book here. I read that last year and I just didn't like it, and I think I might have bought this at the same time. I made a rule for myself where I don't judge an author's writing off of one book from now on, because I think that happened with Colleen Hoover, and I was like, hold on, I have an even split of like liking and disliking her books heavily. So I would like to give this one a go. It is a summary book. I just, again, keep forgetting that I have it. Another one that I don't know why I bought. I could not tell you why I bought this. I have to look at the cover to pronounce it because I just don't know. This is Tim Tamara and the Subterranean Heartsick Blues, which is by H.S. Valley. I don't know why I bought this. I just know that it's MM and I love MM. And like, look how cute the back is. Couldn't tell you what it's about. Actually, no, one of my best friends read this in real life and she said it was terrible, so. Next, we have Take a Hint, Danny Brown, which is the second book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. I think that's what this is called. The first one I read last year, it was Take the Hint or something, Chloe Brown. Get a Life, Chloe Brown is that one. And I really liked that. That was really interesting. There's really good representation in that book too. And I actually, I did start reading this. Yeah, I'm like 50 pages into this and then I just got bored. I'm pretty sure this is like about a bodyguard or something. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm so sorry. Next, we have one that is an actual recent edition, and this is a Merry Little Meet Cute. I actually got this at the Lifeline Book Fest, and if you're from Australia, you will know that Lifeline do put on book fair events or book fests, which is essentially where they sell secondhand books or donated books, and it all goes to a really good cause. So this I picked up then, but I'm saving it for Christmas. So this is a newer one. This is probably one of the newer additions to the TBR. Then I have the final Ali Hazelwood book that I have not read yet, and it is Love to Loathe You, which are those 3 little novellas from last year, I want to say. I'm actually borrowing this off a friend. It's just happened to be in my TBR pile. Sorry, Bridie, I'll give it back to you soon, I promise. I've actually got another one of your books in here too. I'm so sorry. This I think would be cute again around winter. I'm pretty sure there's like a cozy winter one in here too. It is winter right now, but in my head, I really correlate with like the American and like those seasons, so I'm thinking around Christmas I'll read this. This pile, we have a lot of MM and I'm here for it. We have Cemetery Boys. This is by Aidan Thomas. I am going to be saving this for Halloween time, like spooky time, because I'm pretty sure it's about ghosts. And again, I've had this for so long. I think I bought this from Dimmicks at least a year ago. Then I have the, I don't even know what this series is, but you know, Carry On and Wayward Son by, who's this, Rainbow Rowell. I've had these for so long, like look how gross that is. I think I'm also going to be doing an unhaul after this video, which is kind of convenient because at least I can go through and see like, I like this, I don't like this, but I'm pretty sure these are about wizards, potentially. The next one I have is Conveniently Yours, and this is by Annabelle Albert. Annabeth, sorry, Albert. Yep. This is another one that I've had for ages, but I'm pretty sure this is about these 2 guys that meet at a geek con, like convention kind of thing, which I think could be really cute. I haven't read too many MM books this year. I've read a couple. I read like For the Fans and things like that, but I really want to read more. So hopefully this is going to be something I look at soon. I've then got Something Fabulous, and this is by Alexis Hall. I have read boyfriend material by them, and I also have husband material, but I'm getting rid of them because they gave me like Sheen version of Red, White and Royal Blue, and I just felt like there was no meat and like plot. Like I feel like it was so copy paste, so I won't be finishing those, and I am unhauling the husband material one. But this one is really interesting to me because this is giving Regency vibes, and you guys know I'm a Regency gal, okay? I love me some Bridgerton, and make it gay, make it fruity, please. And the last book, Bridie, I'm sorry, this is yours as well. It is The King of the Elflame, whatever. It's like a little short story thing, I believe, that is about Carden, I want to say. I read Cruel Prince 2 years ago now. And I liked it. I loved the last book. The last book was so well done. I like cried and screamed a little bit about that book. But yeah, I need to read this. And I think it would be a good one to just push up my goal a little bit because I'm pretty sure it's like a picture book. Yeah. Next, okay, I've got 2 books by Mariana Zapata. I've got To Lukov with Love and All Roads Lead Here. I've only ever read 1 book by Mariana Zapata, and it is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and I loved this book so much. I just like really need to be in the mood. These are like quite chunkies too. I know that she does love a slow burn. I love a slow burn, but the way I had to wait until the last 50 pages for them to bang, like, really frustrated me, but I do want to get to these soon. I then have the 3 books. I don't know what this series is called, but it's Becca Mac's like ice hockey, you know, I don't know what this series is called. I'm really sorry. So it's Consider Me, Play With Me and Unravel Me. These are another set that I've had in for such a long time, and I've been wanting to read more sports romance. I've actually read a few sports romances this year, but I want to read more because I need to be able to recommend more. I then have 2 books by Kennedy Ryan. I have Before I Let Go and I have Long Shot. Sorry, I know there's another one called Blockshot. This one I really want to read. I kind of want to put this maybe on my August TBR. I've just heard really, really good things. Same with both, but I just haven't got around to them yet. It's been a hot minute they've been sitting there. Miss Sarah Adams. Again, I have 2. I have The Cheat Sheet and I have Practice Makes Perfect. These are 2 more that I have just had forever, especially The Cheat Sheet. That's getting a bit old now. This is like an OG book talk book, and I just haven't read it yet. I think this one is about a florist and like coaching lessons, dating lessons, something like that. I don't know. Rachel Lynn Solomon. I know I have more of her books in here and I'm sure I will find them, but we've got Business or Pleasure, and I think I also have 2 more by her, but I'll find them at some point. I then have Pucking Around by Emily Raff. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm ever going to read this because what do you have to say? Like, what do you have to say that is 700 pages in a why choose romance? Serious question, because, okay. I really want to read this soon. The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. Guys, I've heard so many people say that this is like such a devastating emotional romance, and I have been needing them. I haven't read any emotional romances this year except for Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, but I am in need of one, so this is going to be one that I'm getting to very soon. Now we're going to start getting into some fantasies that I bought, and I'm like, why did I? Anyways, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Am I ever going to read this? I'm being so for real. Maybe I will now. I may get into this soon because I'm liking the fantasy at the moment. Gilded Ones, I don't know who this is by, Namina Fauna. One of my besties recommended me this as well, and I think I might like it because I've seen this again floating around in the last few months. Like it's making like a bit of a comeback. This is a book that I've had for so long. I almost threw it out, and then I got the amazing news that two of my faves were going to be in the film. Wicked. For you guys who don't know me personally in real life, I am a theatre girly. I love a bit of musical theatre. I do shows. That's my other little side passion, side hobby. Wicked is one of my absolute favorite musicals, and when I was probably like 16, I became like hyper fixated on it, so I bought the book. That's how old this is, and I almost got rid of it because I just had like no desire to read the book. I don't know why I bought it. And then I found out that my absolute queen, Ariana, is playing Glinda, and then I found out that Johnny Bailey is gonna be Fiyero and Cynthia Erivo. Okay. Anyway, I'm now keeping this because I'm definitely reading this before the film comes out at the end of the year. I then have the big boys, Binding and Keeping 13. I have been putting these off for the pure fact of why are they so big? And why is the writing so small? What do you have to say? I understand. They are a crowd favorite. They are people's bread and butter. But what do you have to say, babes? What do you have to say that's this thick? What do we got next? A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, the Lollipop book. I also did not know that this was like the second book in a series, but I just kept seeing this one on TikTok, so I bought this one, and then lo and behold, this is one I've had for ages. Oh my goodness. It's Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. I can't tell you what this is about. Maybe online something or rather. That's what I'm getting. Oh, fandoms, something like that. Maybe they're both fanned boy and girls, I don't know, but it looks cute. And I've not read anything by Olivia Dade, but I've been really wanting to read this other book I keep seeing called Shipwrecked or something. I'll have to find it, so I'll have to see if I like her writing after this. And the last one that I have in this pile is Die For You by Lauren Jackson. Now I read Meant to Be, I want to say last year. Penguin very kindly sent me both of Lauren's books, and that was so good, especially for a debut. I was very, very, very impressed. That was like small town vibes. This, however, is vampires, and now that I'm on my fantasy romantasy kick, I'm actually going to keep this out because I kind of want to pick it up. I had to change my shirt because I am sweating buckets right now. It's actually not a joke. Okay, next pile, let's go here. The first lot of books are all old Julia Quinn books because like I said earlier, I went to the Lifeline Book Fest and they've got obviously a lot of old donated books, and I'm trying to collect all of the Julia Quinn books in like the old covers. So I'll quickly rapid fire them. I have Splendid, Everything and the Moon. Don't know what these are about. I'm very sorry. How to Marry a Marquis. I've heard some good things about this too. The Lost Duke of Wyndham, I'm not sure. We've got Lady Whistledown Strikes Back, which, Pen, I thought you were retired, but anyways. And then we have What Happens in London, which I'm very excited for. I'm trying to collect all of these. I just also read one of her, sorry, this is such a side tangent, but I just read Just Like Heaven and I loved it. It's like around the Smythe Smith family and there's little like hints at the Bridgertons in that, and I really want the rest of those books because like it was really, anyways, really good. Next I have Love Lockdown, and this is by Beth Rickles. Now just to give you guys context, I bought this like when lockdown was still like sort of a thing, which I think we were still doing some lockdowns here in Australia in 2022. I don't know, but it was very relevant at the time. Now it just doesn't seem like a book that I would reach for because it just, like I said, it's not relevant. Like it's about these people obviously in an apartment during lockdown, so I don't know. We have The Paris Apartment, and I have just seen so many mixed reviews on this now that I don't know if I will pick it up. I do love me a thriller, but I'm seeing more negative reviews on it now. So I don't know, maybe that's going to make me want to read it even more to get my own opinion, but I'm not sure. Another thriller, we have Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. I've been really wanting to read this as well. Just really anything by Karen Slaughter, but I just want to read more thrillers, so hopefully I'll get to this soon. Oh, this is by an author that I have just recently really loved. This is This Woven Kingdom, and this is by Tahira Murphy. I'm so sorry, I never know how to pronounce her name. I just very recently read Shatter Me for the very first time, the first book. I haven't finished the series, so do not spoil it for me. But obviously, just me being the book collector that I am, a year or so ago thought, oh yeah, I know that she's a good author, I'm just gonna buy this, even though I haven't even read anything by her before that I own, so. Then I have the last 3 books in the Valentine's Bay series. This is by Samantha Lee. Now, Samantha Lee is an Australian author, and I was so impressed by Ready For You, which is this book here. It was Small Town, Love After Loss, I'm pretty sure, or like Second Chance, and I just really loved it. They're all small town books, and I was very graciously sent these by Samantha as well, so I'm very keen to get to these very soon. I'm just in the middle of so many series that I just keep forgetting, you know, where I'm at. Next stack, we have The American Roommate Experiment, which is the second book after, what's that book called? The Spanish Love Deception. I don't know if this has like a series. I don't think it is. It does follow her friends though, so I know that they're interconnected. I've had this for so long and I don't know why I don't reach for it, but these two are very interesting to me because I've actually heard that they are better than the first book, which I DNF'd. We have Sinner and Saint, which are, I don't know what this duet trilogy is called. I don't know, but you know the first one's called Priest. I did not like Priest. I DNF'd it after trying to read it for several months. However, I've heard that these two are really good, and I'm pretty sure Saint is MM, which you guys know I love, so. I then have Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. Now, I read Done and Dusted last year and I liked it. I think about the whiskey scene all the time, but I just like didn't love it as much as something like Chestnut Springs or any other small towns that I'd read. However, I went shopping with one of my besties, Molly in the City. If you guys know Molly reads, go follow her. I'll link her in my bio. She loves this series so much, and she was like, you need to read the second one. It's so much better. And I was like, okay, bestie. This one's interesting. I have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. Now, I just read Butcher and Blackbird this month for a 24-hour reading challenge. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'll put a link above as well. And I'll give my full thoughts on that book at the end of the month in my wrap up. But I obviously went and bought the second one because I really was intrigued about the characters that are going to be in this one. However, one of my besties, Sienna, just read this and she was not impressed. She was had a lot to say about it. I haven't read her review yet, but I'm scared now that I'm like, why did I buy this before she read it? At least someone like trustworthy should have told me if it's good before I bought it. Oh my god, this one's so exciting! I'm so glad that I finally have this because this book, you guys, I bought it on Amazon Prime Day, and originally this book is $47, which I just think is highway robbery. But on Amazon Prime Day, it was on special for $22. So I said, okay, I've got to get it. And it is the 5th anniversary edition of A Love Letter to Whiskey, and I have been wanting to read this for so many years. Like, this is one of the first books I saw when I first joined Book Talk and all of that, and I just put it off because I wanted this specific edition, because if you guys know Larissa, she rants about this specific edition. You need to read this one, you need to read this one. So I was waiting and waiting, and I can't believe it was on special, so I finally got it. It's a big one. I definitely am gonna read this next month because yeah. Then I have First Down by Grace Riley. Now, I always see Breakaway floating around in the bookstores, and I just never, ever see the first one, and I didn't realize this little one was first. It's a cute little college sports romance. I'm pretty sure she's like a filmographer or photographer or something. Then I have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, which I now know how to say her name. I always said Poston, and apparently it's Poston, so I'm really sorry about that. I read The 7-Year Slip this month. I loved it. I'll give you more in my end of the month wrap up, like I said, but I really loved that, so I have heard good things about this. I was gonna get a novel love story, but I've just heard really weird mixed reviews on that, so I thought I'd be safer with this one first. Then I have Juniper Hill. I read Indigo Ridge this month and I loved it because I was so surprised that it was I thought it was just going to be a small town romance, but it had this mystery element to it and this mystery plot, and I was like, oh my god. So I ate that up, and I'm excited to read this one because I like this. It's single dad, I'm pretty sure chef as well, so yeah. Then I caved, and obviously after finishing Shatter Me, I went and bought the next 2 books in the Shatter Me series, which is unravel me and ignite me. I'm trying not to get the glare on these because there's so many books in this series. I said I'm gonna just take it slow and I'm going to read them. I'm gonna go like not buy the whole series at once. So I think you'd be proud of me that I only bought the next 2 instead of the next like 7 or whatever. The next ones I'm just gonna show you as one big collection because I think you get the point. The entire Harry Potter series plus The Cursed Child. I have read the first 2 books. I've obviously watched the movies. I loved the movies as a kid. I just like was so obsessed with them. But I have never read the entire series in its like entirety. Hello. So yeah, I've read Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. I think I got halfway through Prisoner of Azkaban when I was younger and then I just forgot. But I would love to make it a goal, maybe I'm thinking next year, to sit and read this entire series around fall time or maybe Christmas because I just think it would be very atmospheric. Next stack. Oh my god, you guys. We have The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. I haven't read anything by Beth O'Leary before, but I know that this turned into a film, I want to say. This or like another one of her. No, I think it was this one. I think it was a TV show or a film. And again, I just have not gotten around to read it, which is not good, okay? It's not good. This is another one I'm saving for Christmas time, and it is Love Light Farms by B.K. Morrison. Sorry. I know that there are a few books in this series now. They're all sort of like seasonal, but I've had this for at least a year, and I said I was going to read this at Christmas last year, and I didn't. Then we have The Witch and the Beast, and this is by Katie Roberts. I don't know what this series is called. They're like the Wicked Villains. They're all these small little books. I just know that they're very spicy, so we'll see. This is one that I think I'm going to unhaul because I have read half of this and I just don't like it. It is The Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. The problem that I had with this is that these 40-year-old characters were literally acting like 12-year-olds. Like, they were so immaturely written that I just couldn't get on board with what was happening. Like, I just couldn't wrap my head around the age in association with how they were behaving. So I just don't think I will be finishing it. You can see I tried tabbing it, but I think I'm gonna get rid of this. Oh my god, one that I've been wanting to read forever is Normal People by Sally Rooney. The only thing that has me putting this book off is that there's no like speech marks. So like that, I don't know, that wigs me out. Like, how am I supposed to know what's internal thoughts and what's like actual dialogue? I don't know. The final Colleen Hoover book that I have on my TBR, my physical TBR, is November 9. I've read everything else on my TBR at least. I haven't read all of her books, but I've read It Ends With Us, Confess, Verity, Ugly Love, All Your Perfects, and Reminders of Him. That's all that Colleen Hoover books that I've read. This is the only one that I have left, and it's been an even split for me of like despising versus really loving her books, so we'll see where this lands. I then have a dark romance, and this is Hate by Tate James, which I've been wanting to read for a while. I think when I first joined like Book Talk, these had like the people on the covers, like the girl on the motorbike. That's how long I've been wanting to read these, but they've now been traditionally published. This is a fairly new addition to the TBR, but yeah, we'll see if I get around this. I have the remainder of the Addicted Calloway series. I'm about 80 pages into Addicted for now, and then I've got the rest somewhere in these piles here. I just think I waited too long between the first 2 books to like pick the third one up, so I've lost a bit of momentum, and I'm finding that I'm more invested in Rose and Connor and Ryke and Daisy than I am Lily and Lo. I do want to get through this. I've decided to DNF Magnolia Parks, and I'm really sorry guys. I just, like, this year I don't want to waste any time on a book that I'm not passionate or even want to just find out what happens. Like, for me, for Addicted Calloway, like, I'm actually intrigued to see what is going to happen, even though I'm not obsessed with the books, and that's why I will like want to finish them. But for Magnolia Parks, I just have no desire to like find out what happens because I genuinely did not like a single character in the first book. So I'm sorry, but that's news for you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, last couple in this pile. We have Crave, and this is by Tracy Wolf. This is a vampire or werewolf romance. It's giving me Twilight. Take a Bite. I think it's vampires. We'll see if I get to this. I know that this series is really popular now. There's quite a few books, so we will see. We've got one that I've had for so long, and it is A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Another one that I think will be right up my alley, but I'm just like, why is a young adult book this thick? And like, oh, the words are kind of big though, but Regency vibes, so I might like it. And then I have one that I was sent last year, and this sounds so exciting, you guys. It's called Smoke Show by Abby Glines. This is a dark cowboy romance. And if that just doesn't tickle your fancy, I don't know what will. Next pile we have, this is actually like so insane. I've still got, we got the last, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 6 piles. So the first 2 books in this pile are both by one of my favorite authors, and it's Alice Oseman. We have I Was Born for This and Loveless. I've read everything else by Alice. I just love everything that they write. You guys know I'm the biggest fan of Heartstopper, if you cannot see the leaves in my room. Or the giant shrine, I should say. Also, do you guys like my, oh, I just have to show you something. Guys, this is so lame because maybe in the UK, like it's so easily accessible to you, but we don't have this in Australia. And it is the special hardback edition of Nick and Charlie. And it's got them like on Charlie's bed on this side. And then on the back, it's like, and it's just so cute. Anyways, I definitely want to finish off Alice's. They're like sort of standalones, but yeah, that's going to be something soon. I then have King of Sloth by Anna Huang, which is the only book that I haven't read yet in the Kings of Sin series. I've heard so many good things. Everyone's saying that this is probably the better one so far. King of Greed was my favorite. I then have Part of Your World and Yours Truly, both by Abby Jimenez. I've been wanting to read, I think if you guys know me, I've been wanting to read this for a long time. I think I'm going to read them next month, hopefully. I just want to read like some really good, solid books that I just know are going to be good. So I'm excited for these. I've got My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen, which I've been wanting to read again for a long time. I can't believe that this is in Australia now. It's, I'm guessing, traditionally published now, which is crazy. And I'm super excited to get to this soon. You guys know I've been itching for a dark romance. I've got Behind the Net, and this is by Stephanie Archer. I think I actually started reading this on my Kindle earlier this year when my dog was at the vet in hospital, whatever. And I just, again, forgot about it because it was a hectic time in my life. But I've actually heard that the second one is amazing. So I'm trying to work my way through to get to that one. This is a pretty new one as well, and it is The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. I'm so excited to read this. This is a, I'm pretty sure, obviously nanny, but only schmans? Something like that, I think. This is another one I'm saving for fall, and it is the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and this is by Laurie Gilmore, which I'm so, like, look at the vibes of this book, you guys. Like, isn't it just so sweet and so cute? I saw this floating around last year, but oh, the words are nice and big too. Guys, I am so excited for fall. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I'm the biggest, like, people love Christmas. I love Christmas, but for me, my favorite time of year is fall and Halloween. It is like my absolute favorite thing in the entire world. So I'm a fall girly. I'm an autumn, as I say. The next one I have is The Partner Plot, and this is by Christina Forrest, which I picked up at Big W a few weeks ago because I just love anything with the accidental waking up married, and waking up in Vegas married, even better. So I'm keen to read this. Another one that I picked up so recently, but I could not tell you what it's about, and it's called Plot Twist by Erin La Rosa. I don't know what this is about. I think it's about a writer and maybe she needs help writing a spicy scene or something. It was in the kids section. No, it wasn't. I don't know. I kind of want to read this soon, actually. Then, 2 that I really didn't think I was going to buy, but then I went to this bookstore the other day at the markets, and this chick had them. So I bought the first book, The Sinner and the Ritual, the Ritual and the Sinner, whatever. I, at first, didn't really have any desire to read this, but aren't they just pretty? I have a problem, okay? I know I have a problem. And then the last 3 in this pile, I don't know what this series is called, but they are by India Holton. These are all like Regency or like historical romance. So the first one I'm excited to read is the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, which is Bridgerton vibes. And then we've got The League of Gentlemen Witches and The Secret Service of Tea and Treason. So hopefully get to those fairly soon. Next, Tessa Bailey. These 2. Secretly Yours, Unfortunately Yours. I just have not read them yet. But you guys, please go and read Tessa Bailey's new book. I just read The Au Pair Affair. It was phenomenal. Like, it reminded me so much of like old school Tessa, like the, you know, It Happened One Summer, My Schmiller Vacation, like Those books, that's how good this was, so please read that. But I've just heard not good things about Secretly Yours, but I obviously have to read this to get to this one, which I've heard is good. I've got Throttled by Lauren Asher, and guys, I'm really sad now because these are now being traditionally published, and this is the indie version that I got book fairyed last year. Actually, no, I think I got this for Amazon Prime Day last year. But I really need to read this, and I'm trying to get the rest of them in the indie covers before they completely disappear. The next one is one that I was sent and I just haven't had a chance to get around to it yet, but it is Stuck. Sand, Sequins, and Silicone, and this is by Pia Mia. And if you guys know the singer Pia Mia, she just released a book, and I was very graciously sent this as well, so I've definitely got to get around to it. Definitely summer vibes, so I'm keen to get onto that. Another one I was sent as well by Penguin, Of Jade and Dragons, and this is by Amber Chen, and I have been wanting to read this for such a long time. They even sent me like stickers. How cute is Penguin? This is the ARC copy. I'm pretty sure that this is out now, and I really want to read it. I want to get onto it. I've got The Only Light Left Burning, and this is by Eric J. Brown. If you guys don't know, All That's Left in the World was such a great book. It was one of my like top reads of 2021 or 2022, I can't remember, and I just absolutely devoured it. It was about two boys who meet and find each other in a post-apocalyptic world, and this is the second one. I didn't realize there was going to be a sequel, so I'm really excited to read this. I've got I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston, and you guys know that I love Red, White, and Royal Blue so much. I think it's like the book that I'm most associated with ever. But for some reason, I just haven't read this yet, and I've had it for so long. I think because it's young adult, maybe it's deterring me. I'm not too sure. Then I have You Had Me at Allah by Alexis Daria. And again, this is one I've had for so long. It's got a little bit of sun damage, but I don't know. I think like I need to be really strict, you guys. I really need to get into this. I think this is like telenovela vibes. I can't remember. Another one that I was sent by HarperCollins as well was Unladylike Rules of Attraction, and this is by Amita Murray. Again, Bridgerton vibes. This is like, they emailed me and they're like, would you like this book? It's Bridgerton vibes. And I said, yes, please. I really want to read more Regency romance. Like I said to you guys, I read that Julia Quinn this month, and I just realized how much and remembered how much I love Regency romance. Next, we have two books by Lucinda Berry, and it is The Perfect Child and When She Returned. I've had The Perfect Child for a while. I got book fairy this for my birthday last year, and then When She Returned, I just got at those markets the other day too. So excited to read these in spooky season. This is another one I've had for ages, like so long, and it's Vipers and Virtuosos by Savah Miller. This entire series looks amazing, but I haven't bought the rest because they are so expensive in Australia. Like, I'm pretty sure when I went to Dimmicks the other day, they were like $30 or $40 a book, which is just ridiculous. But this one is a dark romance series. I'm pretty sure, obviously, this is about a rock star and maybe his writer, so we'll see. Austin and Ally, but make it dark romance. I would be here for it. Did anybody else absolutely have a like compulsive, obsessive like phase where they loved Austin and Ally, or was it just me? Okay. Then final one in this stack was Neon Gods by Katie Robert. Another one that I just don't know if I'll ever read, because since purchasing this, I've heard that it is just not that good. Not that good. Next we have two books by Melanie Harlow, which I forgot I had these. I'm going to be completely real with you guys. We've got Make Me Yours. And we have Taste. Now, I read Ignite by Melanie Harlow last year, which was so good. It was a single dad, but he was a firefighter. That was so fire. And this is the second book, which is Taste, which I'm pretty sure is an accidental pregnancy. It's so small, I should just get onto it. And then the other one, like I said, is called Make Me Yours, which I'm pretty sure is like wrong phone number, get to talking type of vibes. I just love the cover, like, isn't it so cute? Then I have the last book by Emily Henry that I own, and it is Book Lovers. I have read People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read, and this is the only one I haven't read yet. I haven't read Happy Place. I don't know. I just don't want to buy that book. I'm sorry. Then we have three books by Christina Lauren. We have The Honey Don't List, The Soulmate Equation, and Beautiful Bastard. Again, I've just not been very impressed with anything by Christina Lauren, except for maybe Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Then we have the remaining books in the Bailey Brothers series. I think I'm missing two, but this is a small town romance series around each, like a family of brothers, I should say. So each book is like the brother's story. So we have Rushing In, Unraveling Him, and Fighting for Us. I think that's the next one. I did read Protecting You last year and I loved it, so I need to get onto the rest of them. I sound like a broken record. Next we have June 1st by Jennifer Hartman. This is another thing, like I was saying, about not judging an author off of one book, because I read Still Beating and I did not like that book. However, I've had a few of my book besties, Shannon, recommend June 1st because apparently it's just so good. So I'm giving her a second chance. The other Addicted Callaways, I sort of already talked about those, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We have Never Lie by Frida McFadden because I read The Housemaid and I loved that book so much, so we'll see. Then I have Cross the Line by Simone Salanti, which is an F1 publicity romance, and I just think the cover is so cute. I definitely want to try and get to this in August. I then have a New York Minute by Kate Spencer, and again, I couldn't tell you guys what's happening here. I bought this so long ago. I don't know if I'll ever read this. I'm probably gonna get rid of it. Okay, we have Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. Again, another one that I bought ages ago and have no desire to read because I just, for some reason, thought I was a fantasy girl and wasn't, but now I think I'm gonna be. This one I have had on my physical TBR for so long, and it is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I genuinely don't know when I'm gonna read this. I know that I really want to. It's just not a priority for this year. I also quickly want to say that I do have the entire Throne of Glass series and Crescent City on my TBR as well, because I've read the first 3 books in Throne of Glass, but I want to go back and restart it so that I can have the full experience. That's also my TBR. I just don't want to pull them off my shelf because they look so beautiful. You know what I mean? Then we have A Marvelous Light by Freya Maskey. Fruity book, but make it fancy and fantasy. Wolf Song by TJ Klune. Another one that is fruity, but make it werewolves. And then we have another fruity. We just have 3 fruities in a row. Best Men. I bought this on a whim with a friend at the bookstore and I forgot about it. Okay, last stack, you guys. Last stack. Another one. The New Guy by Sabrina Bowen. This is an MM hockey romance. So I'm keen to get through this. I don't know if this is singled out or not. I don't think it is. I don't know, but I'm excited. I then have Bully by Penelope Douglas, which is the only book on my physical TBR that I haven't read by her yet. I love Birthday Girl more than life. Credence, I have like a love-hate relationship with. I love it some days. I hate it not others, but yeah. I then have 2 books by Tessa Bailey, which is Chase Me and Need Me. I don't know what this series is called. Oh, a Broken Beautiful series. I don't have the 3rd one, but we'll see if I like them. This one I've had forever. Can you guys tell I'm getting tired? I've got only a few books left, I promise. Last Time We Met by Emily Houghton. This I've had for really long time. I'm pretty sure it's like a past present about some people that haven't spoken to each other in like 15 years. It's a love story gone wrong, but it just looks so cute and so beautiful. So Set on You by Amy Lee. I definitely know that I've had this since the beginning of my like romance journey 2 years ago. Just have no desire. It's a cute little gym romance. It just looks like something I would have liked when I first got into reading, but I don't know if it's now my taste. Funny you should ask. I have tried to read this a few times now, and I don't know why I just can't get into it, but we'll see. Maybe we'll read it. Maybe we'll read it. I then have Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I'm actually really excited to read now because, like I said, I'm getting into my fantasy romantasy. So we shall see if we read this year. I think I should. But I know I need to read Caraval first, right? I'm pretty sure that's the go. Yes, the other 2 Rachel Lynn Solomons I was saying earlier is Weather Girl and The X-Talk. Again, 2 books that I think I would have loved 2 years ago, but not now. I'm still gonna read these, guys. Please don't stress. I then have The Worst Best Man, and this is by Mia Sosa. Again, cute little, I'm guessing this is like ex's wedding or something. I really can't remember. And then we have Anna Huang's If Love series, which is the only thing I haven't read by her yet, other than King of Sloth. I think the only reason I've been putting these off is because they are in 3rd person, and I don't know, I always struggle with 3rd person. Okay, final stack, you guys, final stack. The first one we have is Somerset Valley by Jordan Kate Buck. Now this is really special because this was the very first author mail I ever received when I joined Book Talk early last year, and I'm just very grateful. This is a Bridgerton-esque time travel book, and I really need to get around to it. The next one we have is Drowning by TJ Newman. I also was sent this by Simon and Schuster. But I think at the time I was literally about to get on a plane to go to Sydney and I was like, I just don't want to jinx myself. I just don't want to do that. Then we have Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Malors. Again, I've had this for so long and I just haven't had the chance to pick it up. I'm thinking this is more like general fiction or like lit fic. Let me know if I'm wrong. I then have The No Show by Beth O'Leary, another one I said that I had. I think I had the flat share. I haven't remembered that I own this. I'm gonna be so for real. And the final book on my physical TBR is Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. Now, like I said, this one actually sounds right up my alley, and I think, again, this is another general fiction or lit fic, but I think it's beautiful as well, apparently. Like, it's really sad, apparently. Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, you guys. I am going to wrap this video up now because it is getting so hot in my room. I'm getting dizzy and I need some salt water because my pots is so acting up. Thank you guys so much for sticking through to the end if you have, because I just feel like I know this video is going to be so freaking long, but I appreciate every single one of you and thank you for stopping by again. If you guys don't already, feel free to follow me on TikTok and on Instagram if you'd like to see how I'm keeping up with things over there. And if you aren't already, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you are notified every time I put a brand new video up. How many books are on your physical TBRs? I've seen some crazy numbers out there in the last few weeks, so let's have a chat. If you want me to put any of these books that you've seen today on my immediate TBR, let me know. Thank you guys so much again. I love you all so, so, so much. I hope you're having a lovely day or a lovely night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all next time. Bye!